What was one question that a young idealistic student asked himself? A question that would eventually transform India from a famine ravaged nation into a global exporter of food? The student I'm talking about is M.S. Swaminathan, who would later come to be known as the father of the Green Revolution in India. The thing is, when Swaminathan was young, he was expected to follow in his father's footsteps and enter the medical profession. But at the last moment, he changed his mind and enrolled in an agriculture school. Why? In an interview many years later, Dr. Swaminathan said, and I quote, in 1942, Gandhiji gave a call for the Quit India movement. And in 42-43, there was the Bengal famine. Many of us who were students at that time and were very idealistic asked ourselves, what can we do for independent India? So I decided, because of the Bengal famine, to study agriculture. I changed my field and went to the agriculture college at Coimbatore instead of going to a medical college. End of quote. What can we do for an independent India? This question would make Dr. Swaminathan's life mission turning India self reliant when it came to food. His initial research took him across various educational institutions in Europe and the US before he started working at the Central Rice Research Center at Cuttack on transferring genes for fertilizer response from Japonica variations to Indic variations of rice. This was very important for post independence India because, much like every other aspect in our economy, years of colonization had rendered our agriculture also severely lagging. And we didn't have the resources to modernize them. Thanks to Dr. Swaminathan's research and the work of many other researchers and scientists, India went from producing 6 million tons of rice a year in 1947 to 10 million tons a year in 1962 and 17 million tons of rice a year in 1967. What a fantastic achievement! When Dr. Swaminathan tried to replicate the process for wheat, he came across certain challenges. And that's when, in 1963, he collaborated with Dr. Norman Borlaug, an American scientist. And lo and behold, 5 years later, we had the wheat revolution. In fact, it was such a huge success that the then Prime Minister Indira Gandhi released a special stamp to mark the achievement. That's what brings me to today's quote. It's by Sri Aurobindo and it reads, not what man learns, but what he observes for himself in life and literature is the formative agency in his existence. And the actual shape it will take is very much determined by the sort of social air he happens to breathe at that critical moment when the mind is choosing its road. End quote. Yes, we look around and we're disappointed today because we say that people aren't doing enough for society, right? But look closer and you will notice that everything good that has been done and that is being done for the betterment of humankind has been done by, well, people. And it's not what they memorized or what they rote learned at school, but what they observed, read, and heard in the world around them when their minds were moldable that shaped their beliefs and their actions. You can take action too. Your actions can make an impact in the world as well. Let those actions start from a reference point of where the world is, not where you conceptualize the world to be. Look around, ask yourself, what can I do to contribute to my community, to my nation, to the world? Let the principles of sattva, that are balance, purity, goodness, and light, and a desire to be useful, guide your actions. Don't wait for conditions to be perfect or people to support your idea or for you to have more time to get started. Start now. No matter how tiny actions are, they will definitely have a huge impact. If not on the world, then on you for the better. And a better you will always lead to a better society. Namaste.